Hello, hello. Arlene Booth here, going live. Welcome to Creative Clean Living, where we talk about creative ways that we can get clean in our everyday living, wherever you are at in your journey. So today I wanted to spotlight a very dear friend of mine. She was like a grandmother to me. I will share with you, her name is Jane Doggett. And behind me, I have a piece of art that she created. Now, she was, and this is her book, and I'll share with you some excerpts from it in a minute, but she was a digital artist. And this woman, her and I go back to when I was about 17, 18 years old here in Florida. She lived off of Jupiter Island on the South Beach, number 303 South Beach, Jupiter Island, for many years. I honestly don't know how many years. I want to say it was over 40 years. I could be wrong. But whenever I was in college, we got this phone call in from the switchboard that there was a lady who needed some help house cleaning. And so I went over and got an interview with her, and she was a very determined lady. She knew what she wanted, and she pretty much got straight to the point. And I took the job because I really need the work. At the time, I got paid $10 an hour from her. Okay, $10 an hour. And then I'll tell you, hold on in a minute, I'll tell you what she ended up paying me before she died. So Miss Jane Doggett, she never married. Actually, she did marry, but then she divorced literally just a couple months later. It wasn't a fit for her, and she had been single ever since. But Miss Doggett was very hard to please, but I did not work for her that much while I was in college, maybe about a year. And then I found her another house cleaner, Anna Marie. She was from Mexico, new in the area, young children. And Anna Marie went on to be her cook and housekeeper for 20 years. Okay, then my husband and I got married and graduated from college and then moved up to Pennsylvania. And about 10 years ago, we moved back. So we were gone about 11 years. 10 years ago, we moved back. My dad was in charge of all of her art pieces. She had big, huge banners, canvases. She had these scarves. She designed these scarves digitally. They're pure silk. Beautiful, right? Check it out. See the turtle, the sea turtles here. She loved nature, and especially the Everglades. She was very fond of the Everglades, and she made all kinds of different scarves. She actually had one too that had the Jupiter Lighthouse on it. That one was very popular. A lot of people liked the Jupiter Lighthouse scarf. And she even created some neckties for men. And she was actually the designer of the airport's transportation system, and the way that, like, with the red and the blue and the black signs, all the signage that you see in Tampa Airport, Fort Lauderdale Airport, I believe the airport in New York, like there's quite a few different airports that she was the pioneer to create the signage for those airports. So she has done a lot of creative things in her life. She was a strong-willed woman in a man's world. So I admire her stamina and her willpower to just really get things done. And she knew what she wanted when she wanted to get things done too. Like, there were times we on staff had to correct things and do it right, but she taught me great, strong work ethic. And one of my conversations with her in the last, when she had me back, when we moved back to Florida 10 years ago, she found out I was back in the area, and she says, "Oh, have Arlene come, because Anna is not working for me anymore and I need some help. Could she come in 1 or 2 days a week?" Well, that 1 or 2 days a week ended up being about 5 mornings a week in my first year or two back here. And then she was starting to fail physically, and her heart was giving her trouble. And then of course we got closer to COVID. I think she actually moved away right before COVID, but I was with her every last minute. I helped her pack up her house and go through her china and decide what she wanted to get rid of and thrift. And she gave me a lot of things. I actually have her big art. It's right here, actually. Forgot it was right here beside me. This is her art easel right here. It's really big and it's got some paint stained on it. But so I have that, and I actually have her big portrait that was in her bedroom of herself as well, in front of her big bay window looking over the ocean. So, but what I wanted to share with you guys was that every every one of us has somebody in our life, and if you don't, then I hope you find somebody who, if you have someone in your life who can just keep their thumb in your back and encourage you to get creative, you know? And her creativity was very different from a lot of the creative entrepreneurs that I know. A lot of women I know like to draw and paint by hand. And Jane did all of this on the computer for years and years. So she was able to like draw it out on the computer. I think it started with her iPad in Procreate. But she did a beautiful job. So this book, I want to read you the Beatitudes, and I'll show you the pictures of what they look like. But you know, as we go through life, there are people that, you know, maybe there are difficult people in our life. I mean, Jane was quite a difficult woman to live with in some ways. But in other ways, as I grew older and I was in my 40s when I went back to work with her again, I kind of knew how to speak to her a little more assertively, and also share with her some, you know, stories of things that I've gone through in life, or ask her for her advice. Everybody always likes to be asked advice, right? So it was really a sweet thing, and actually she passed away about 6 months ago. Today was her memorial on Jupiter Island in the Memorial Garden, and so she is on my mind today, and I wanted to give this Faith and Fun Friday. I was going to do it early this morning like I normally do, but that's when I just decided I would schedule it for later this afternoon, because I didn't know if they were going to give a bulletin with her picture on it. They did not, but I wanted to share with you some excerpts from this book that she wrote. I have a signed copy of her talking graphics book. So you can see here what it looks like. There's her fancy signature. Okay, talking graphics. And it's a book of iconochrome images. Okay, so she would often use quotes from different artists and philosophers, and like this one, Galileo. Okay, let me read you this. She says, from Galileo, philosophy is written in this grand book, I mean the universe, which stands continually open to our gaze, but it cannot be understood unless one first learns to comprehend the language and interpret the characters in which it is written. It is written in the language of mathematics, and its characters are triangles, circles, and other geometrical figures, without which it is humanly impossible to understand a single word of it. Without these, one is wandering about in a dark labyrinth. Okay, so, but I love how she was able to see shapes and colors and create messages through them. And that is something I really wanted to share and depict with you guys today. So, from the Holy Bible, the King James Version, page 67, she depicts the Beatitudes. And so this, I'm going to show you the pictures. Comment below, you guys. I would love to see your comments. Say hello when you jump on here. Let me know if you're enjoying this as I read this from my artist friend, Jane Doggett. Now, she reminded me a lot of my grandmother, my Shillington grandmother in Canada, who has passed away now for many years. But but Jane actually did pass about 6 months ago. And she had a lot of heart issues. So, but let me read for you, and just look at the vibrant colors and the shapes. And as you hear what I'm saying, see if you can see that in these pictures and shapes. Okay. Let your light so shine before men. The Beatitudes, chapter 5, verses 1 through 16. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into the mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit. This one's blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. See the opposites there, but the similarities. This is really cool, right? Check this out. Blessed are they that mourn. This one is blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness. That's this one, hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. They shall be filled. The red dot fills it, right? Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Isn't that cool? See how that looks. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Really cool, right, guys? Have you ever thought of that before? Like, it's the same colors, different, same scheme, but different, like black cross, white cross. Pretty amazing. That one's powerful. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. This book is quite awkward to hold. It's heavy. Ye are the salt of the earth. That's what this one is. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and be trodden under the foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. This one, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in. And that's the end of that one, the Beatitudes. It's so beautiful. And then I said I would do Psalm 23 before I end this live, but look at this one. The Psalm 23 is the Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Ooh, the pages are slippery. Let me get it. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. So I hope you enjoyed those textile looking, and this is Jane here. This is a picture of what she looked like towards the end of her life there, maybe about 10 years before she passed away. But yes, she really enjoyed digital graphics, and you could probably find this book. I don't know if it's on Amazon or where it is. I guess you could comment below in my comments if you are looking for it. I can also attach her website and see if we can find out together if there's still books available on her website. But this one's really one of my favorites. I have this up on the wall in my art office, and I just wanted to share with you all that a little bit about her life and what she did. And today I was thinking of her more because of her memorial at the garden in Jupiter Island. But, you know, think about those that are in your life that may be a little grumpy, maybe a little bit more like they've lived a hard life, like some of the older generation, right? But think about some things that they have accomplished in life and ask them, maybe start digging in and asking them about themselves. Tell them to tell you stories about their life and their past and their the things that they've chosen in their path for business and creativity. And maybe you'll learn a thing or two. Maybe you'll learn lots of things. I know I learned a lot of things from Jane, and I got encouraged. And you know, her just involvement and interest in me actually encouraged me to do the parties with purpose, to just like gather girls around the table and do art, even if they're fiddling around, to encourage them to just get creative. And so who knows, maybe I'll raise up a Jane Davis Doggett one day who can do amazing pictures like this, even digitally or by hand painting. But this is just a very, you look at it and it's like, I could paint that. And maybe we will one day together. But thank you for watching. I hope you have a creative, clean day today, and comment below. Comment below what you thought about this video. Did you like this? Did you know Jane Doggett yourself, or have you looked online for anything of hers? I encourage you to check it out. She's a very creative woman. And I hope you guys have a really blessed Friday. Make it a creative, clean one. Bye-bye now.